Well, we are ready to go live. Thank you so much for your patience. Let me just double check that our guest is coming on in. There we go. So today we are talking all things Portugal. How do we move there? How do we find property there? How do we build a community for ourselves there? I think that there is a real belief that living abroad is not for everyone, and we're here to smash that because we're finding all sorts of people from all sides of the planet building lives in places that we never even thought about before. But Portugal is actually quite a common place for people to move abroad to because their immigration policies are actually quite open. There is a wonderful cost of living there. Property is still affordable there as well. So if you are curious about where you can build your life in the world that is outside of your country, I would encourage you to check out Portugal. I think there's like 300 days of sunshine a year as well. So this little California girl is probably going to end up there. I just have to convince my German husband that this is something that our family should do. Okay, let me check on Alexandra again. She should be coming on down. If Alexandra is not able to join, we will obviously do a reading with my best friend Atia, who is here in the chat, ready to read my birth chart. Come on into the live. Don't worry, we will be sharing this on a replay. There she is. All right, come on down. Okay, we are connecting. We will go ahead and dive into the how do we find work question as well. There we go. Hello.
Hi everyone. Sorry for the delay.
No worries. I see you're
Working
busy
life in
at
Portugal.
work.
I am indeed. Portugal is the place to be right now, where we have so many people moving. It's over 10 a day at the moment, so it's incredible. The
My
world is
goodness.
coming. 25 degrees Celsius. The weather is amazing. I'm right near the beach. I wish I
So
was
I'm
at the
gonna
beach.
pack my bags right now. Abandon my best friend's wedding, which is why I'm here in the UK. Let's just jump right in it. Could you tell everyone who you are, where you're
Absolutely.
from originally, and where you are currently in Portugal?
So my name is Alexandra Victoria Bont, and I'm originally Italian American, born in London. I've lived in about 7 different countries, including France, South Africa, United States, Germany, Holland, and then I ended up in Portugal about 10 years ago. I came here for a weekend. My husband had spent his childhood here, early childhood, and he
Mm,
brought me here, and I just said, this is where we're going to be. This is where we're moving. The weather is amazing. The people are
mm.
lovely. And there was so much to do in the real estate business. We thought, this is it. It's just the place to be. So
Well, there
since then,
definitely are worse places
oh,
out
I know.
there.
I know.
What city are you in particular?
So I'm in Lisbon. I'm in actually Cascais, which is 30 minutes from
Mhm,
Lisbon, but I work in the city
mhm,
as well. So it's the
mhm.
suburbs of Lisbon, let's call it, the Beverly Hills of Lisbon, just by the sea, by the ocean.
Oh, that's
And
not bad.
I know it's not bad at all. You can walk to the sea. It's amazing. It's incredible. So it's
Wow.
just the ease of doing anything. Just to get in the city, traffic is, I mean, nothing. If you live in
Mm.
LA, you don't even understand how going into the capital takes you 30 minutes.
Yeah, I'm from
It's
Los
just
Angeles, born and raised, so you've just triggered me emotionally. So we're gonna move on.
exactly.
So you mentioned that you're in real estate right now. That's what you do full time, and is
It
that
is.
what you did you bring that over from another city, or how did you set up your job
So
in
I
Portugal?
I have a background in finance from Paris, but then
Mm-hmm,
when I moved to Portugal, I started developing real estate, buying and flipping properties. And then I
mm-hmm,
went into real estate development to buying buildings and transforming them into residential units. And then I set up my real estate agency, which is based in Lisbon, Cascais, and Comporta, the 3 major areas of Portugal. That's what I do full time: real estate development and real estate agency, helping expats move to Portugal, having an
mm-hmm,
understanding of what they're looking for, which is something that we've seen that people didn't understand really what an expat was looking for: the right schools, the right places, where to go, what communities, what restaurants, little tiny
mm-hmm.
things that you wouldn't think about, but you need to be able to integrate when you come into a new country.
Hmm. And a lot of people are interested in buying houses in Portugal because property is just so different than it is in the
Oh
major
yeah.
cities in America. How do you start that process when you decide I want to buy a house in Portugal?
So from the very beginning, you say, I want to buy a house. First of all, you need to find the right broker that's going to show you the right type of properties in the right areas. Understand your market, understand the market studies, what you're going to get per price per square meter. If you have children, what schools they're going to go to. If you don't have children, what type of city, do you want a city life? Do you want a beach life? Do you surf? All these things you factor in before moving to Portugal and choosing where you're going to live. Then the second steps, you're going to visit houses, the right places. I recommend usually seeing about 10 to 20 properties before making a decision. And then from there, it's quite simple. It's getting in touch, which we do at our agency, helping you to connect to the right lawyers, getting your fiscal number, which you'll need to buy a property, setting up a bank account. All of that goes quite smoothly. It usually takes about 15 days to 21 days to buy a property or to sign the promissory contract here.
And what would you recommend people bring for a deposit for a house? Like 15, 20%? What's it like?
So that really does depend. Usually deposits are anywhere from 10 to 30%, depending on if it's a new development or not. I'd say, let's say a medium range of 20%, which I would guarantee. If you're looking for a bank loan, that's also possible. Depending on where your income, your source of income is, you can get up to 80% financing at quite low rates. And low rates, I mean, could be at 0.6, 0.7%.
Yeah,
So,
I mean,
LTV,
borrowing
which
money
is
in Europe.
amazing. I know, it's fantastic. Why wouldn't you do it? It does make sense.
And it total sense. But if someone is coming from America and they don't have a presence in Europe, are they still eligible for loans and mortgages here?
They are, and we have helped many Americans. I think about 50% of our clients are from the United States. So we have helped many of them get loans here. It's not that difficult, depends on the right banks. And again, depends on your income source, but it is possible. Yes. Usually looking at from the United States, about 50% loan.
And what are some of the
Easier said.
common like pitfalls that people don't realize can be an issue when buying a house
Oh,
abroad?
there are a few. There are a few to name. First of all, does your property have the right license? Is everything legal? Many times you buy a property, you get very excited and you find out that like 50% of your property is illegal. So these type of things happen. Or there's an old little lady living in a basement.
Yeah.
So these are the types of things you want to watch out for. Or you believe it's a beautiful area, you come and then nobody lives there.
Yeah,
These
that's
are the type
also
of
very
things
hard.
exactly. But apart from that, people are very honest here, so it's difficult to really run into any trouble. You just need to have the right people that surround you, like anywhere, the right lawyers, the right tax firm, and that really does help you a lot.
I bet. We have a question about obtaining residency through property.
Right.
So a lot of people are concerned, oh, I don't have an EU residency or any claim. Can I use my property when I buy it, or are they just not going to let me into the country yet?
You can use your property when you buy it. Yes, you can.
Okay.
Yes, you can. You can
How
use it
how
straight
does
away.
that work? I don't want to put you in like
No,
uncharted
no,
territories,
no,
but
of course.
could you give us an idea of how it works?
So when you're buying, just explain again, when you're buying the property, the first thing you're going to do when you buy a property, you have to apply for a fiscal number. That's the very first thing you're going to do, plus set up a bank account. With that, you're applying for residency in Portugal. So depending on
Okay.
that's what you do. So that's the first step. You don't have to buy the property first, depending if you're doing a golden visa or not, or you're just moving to Portugal. If you're looking for a golden visa, which many people are from the United States, which is interesting, in that case, you need to first purchase the property, then apply for the golden visa. However, you can still become a resident before that. So
What's the difference between the golden visa and what you just described, where you put the money down and the government lets you in somehow? Oh, we froze. Hold on. She's coming back, guys. Darn it, it was
are we
during the
back?
best
There we go.
question, too. Yep, we're back. There we go. Oh, we're frozen again. Goddamn. The world does not want us to have the keys to the palace for some reason. Let's
I
give it a
apologize.
second.
I'm getting calls coming through. I'm sorry about that. Busy
Oh, that's
day.
okay. You're back. Yes.
I'm back. Busy day. So the difference is when you're buying, if you want to become a resident in Portugal to let you in, you'll just have to come and apply for a fiscal number. Anyone can do that when you come to Portugal. If you're applying for a golden visa, it's again the same process. The difference is you're applying for a golden visa and not just residency. It's two different things. Golden visa requires an investment of 500K or 350K plus 150 of renovations. Residency, you can rent. You don't have to buy. It depends on what you're looking for. The advantage of a golden visa is that after the 5 years, you can apply for a nationality, which will allow you to have a European passport. Residency, you won't have a passport at the end of it, but you'll be able to live here.
Hmm. And that fiscal number, is that tied to any particular visa, work visa,
Not at
nothing?
all. That's just an obligation when you come to Portugal. It's your ID basically. Everywhere you go, they're
Ah.
going to ask you for your fiscal number. It allows the government to basically keep track on who's paying their taxes here,
Mm.
and for deductions or whatever. So that's really, when you come to Portugal, it's the very first thing you do. And this is done at
Hmm.
the immigrations border, which is called the SEF, the SEF,
The SEF. I've
the
spent a
SEF.
lot of time at immigration offices,
Well
so
then, I
so
would
I do
advise
not want to
somebody
go
do
back.
that for you. No, exactly. It's very
Yeah.
easy. We work with a relocation company on our team that does that, or a lawyer. You give them the power of attorney and they do that for you. Otherwise, you're going to be stuck hours in line.
I bet. What a glamorous job they have.
I know.
Um, let's talk a little bit about building your community in Portugal. So on your Instagram, it's very clear you have lots of friends, a wonderful network. How did you build that network for yourself?
Oh, fun. I mean, it's so easy to build your network here. First of all, there's so many expats. When I moved here 10 years ago, there weren't very
Mm,
many, but the last 5 years, it's been flooding with
mm,
Americans, Australians, British, French, Italians. I mean, every nationality basically is
mm,
coming to Portugal right now. So anywhere you go, you're going to hear English, you're going to hear French, you're going to hear Italian, all these languages. People are friendly and people want to go out and make friends. So especially
mm,
during COVID, we've kind of seen that, everyone's at home, but as soon
mm,
as they get a chance to go out and things have opened up, restaurants are flooded, beaches are flooded and crowded, loads of people everywhere. It's just not difficult. There's a lot of sports clubs as well, and I think that really does help. Expat
mm,
communities, I'm involved in many of them, and it just helps you get to know people. And people are friendly because it's not, you're away from home, you're away from your
mm.
family, so automatically people are friendlier and they want to make more friends.
I totally agree. Making friends outside of America with
Oh,
Americans was way easier than inside of America with Americans.
you agree? I'm American.
Yeah,
I feel exactly the same way.
yeah,
So
it's
I've
super
never,
bizarre.
being American, but being also half Italian, born in London, so never having real roots, I never felt
Mm,
at home. When I came to Portugal, I felt at home because I wasn't the
mm.
only one in the situation. We're all expats and we all come together in this big group community. It's lovely. It's lovely.
It is. Thank
It's
you
one
for
of the
selling that to everyone.
Oh, I really can't talk more highly about the country, and that's not just because I'm in real estate. I really mean it. I
Yeah.
had my kids here, I've raised them here. It's just a beautiful country of
Mhm.
nice people.
We have a quick question.
Sure.
Can I apply for a mortgage if I move there with the D7 investor visa?
You can, and that's going to depend again on your source of income, but yes, you can. You should be able
Hmm.
to. And again, you should be able to get up to 50%.
Yeah, there's lots of different avenues to make this
There
happen,
are,
guys.
there are, there are. You really just need to look into it. We do work with various tax lawyers that do help you specifically, but there
Mm,
isn't a reason why you shouldn't get it. It's not that difficult.
mm. And what are the top cities that you would recommend people look into for not only property, but also to build a life?
Lisbon, number one, which is the capital.
Mm,
Cascais, Estoril, which is all the coast area, which is
mm,
gorgeous, and it's near everything. It's 30 minutes away. Comporta is a dream, more for
mm,
vacations, but it's a dream area. You also have the Algarve as well, which is great for expats. A little bit more seasonal though. If you're looking for a
mm,
bit more of a buzz and a bit more city life, I would say stay in Lisbon.
mm,
Porto is
mm.
also interesting, very interesting, but the climate's a little bit different. It's going to be a little bit cooler. If you're looking for warm weather, it's going to be more in the Lisbon area.
Yeah, it's basically California in Portugal. I've been
It's
and it's
it's
amazing.
completely. Have you
It's
not seen my
absolutely
Instagram? Californication in Cascais.
I True. I got to get out there if all my people are there. What sort of
No, I'm
websites would
joking.
you
It's beautiful.
recommend? What sort of websites would
What?
you recommend people look into to meet people, to find activities? What's that like?
Um, Honestly, there's not a website per se, because of course you have like the Cascais or the Lisbon expat community, for example, all through the embassies too. But it's really more even on social media that you're going to find a lot of expat groups and
Mm,
connecting to different people that connect you to other groups. Like for example, if you're a member of the club, one of the clubs they have here, which is the Je ne sais quoi club, that automatically gives you access to a huge expat community. Or the beach
mm,
clubs, for example, there's about 4 or 5 international beach clubs in Caparica,
mm,
which is 20 minutes from Lisbon, from the city.
mm,
When you go there, you become a member of that place. fully free, completely free of charge, and they connect you with all of their expat community too.
Oh, wow.
So yeah.
What about setting up a business in Portugal? What does that look like for
Yep.
you?
So setting up a business, if you want to set up your company, you can do that in 24 hours, which is very
Oh,
quick.
wow.
Yeah, which is extremely quick. There are a few things to look out in Portugal as well, like anywhere else when you're setting up a business in a foreign country, is understand the legislation, understand what it's about. And I do say that you should have somebody local on your team or who knows it, because you do want to understand. It is Europe, and you want to understand what to do. Like, for example, friends of ours have set up restaurants or other companies, and usually they'll have somebody local on their team to help them out and to understand it.
Yeah, local expertise is so important.
It's always very helpful. Even if it's an expat that has been living here for a while, it will also help you. Also,
and if people are,
too.
oh yeah, in China at least, having a local person was required to starting a business, because of a whole bunch of political reasons that we won't get into.
Exactly. I assure you, it's a lot easier here, though. It is really a lot easier than it is anywhere else, because people do speak English, and I think that does help.
Absolutely. And what about for people who are bringing their U.S. companies into the Portugal? Like, is Portugal open for that, or is there a lot of red tape?
There isn't that much red tape. They can be open to it, especially U.S. companies. Depends. Needs to be, you'd have to see what it is. But yes, there's a lot of very, very big American companies that are shifting to Portugal right now. Names that I'm not going to mention, but very, very big companies.
Well, good for them. And so what about like digital nomads? Because I feel like
I was going to say that. I was just going to go into that.
Okay, please tell us.
So yeah, we did have a very big tech summit, which was a couple of years ago, and they're going to keep on doing that in the next couple of years. So the tech is really moving here, and they're setting up big hubs. Those are the few. Google, for example, and others are going to be setting up in Portugal soon.
And do you know any digital nomads that are able to run their own like independent agencies out there and are able to split their lives between the United States and Portugal?
Many.
Okay.
Many. I say that a lot of our clients from the United States or come from New York, or they come from San Francisco and Silicon Valley. So those are, without going further into detail, I think you get the point.
Yes.
It's very easy
I
to
think
do both. Yeah.
I have a lot of self-employed people who run their own like coaching businesses. And so Portugal seems to be a big move for everyone. What's the tax situation like in Portugal? Is it like Germany where we're paying 42% tax?
So what I would recommend, if you haven't been living in Portugal for the last 5 years, you can apply for something called the non-habitual residency, NHR status. With this status, which lasts 10 years, you can get a flat rate of 20% on your taxes. And there's no inheritance tax either. So yes, I have all this information. I have a YouTube on it. So I can send you all the information that you need to know. I don't really want to go into fiscal details now, but there are many advantages of the NHR residency.
Absolutely.
So if you're coming to Portugal, you should apply. There's no reason why you shouldn't. Anyone can do this. Absolutely anyone.
Well, I'm so glad that you're saying that and you have similar background to all of my followers, because Americans just don't believe we can do these things. We deserve to explore the world. Did you ever feel that way? It doesn't sound like it because you've been all over.
No, so I've been everywhere, and I've been here for 10 years. And the few times I even told my husband, let's go to Miami, let's go back to LA. And then I keep on thinking we travel a lot, and every time we come back, and why would we leave? We have everything here. I think safety is also important. That's impacted us. COVID has also taught us there's a lot of, social uprising and political instability. And here it's just so quiet, so safe. And you just feel like you can walk around, and raising children as well. You can walk through the streets and you're not going to run into any danger or crime. And I think that has a big impact. It's not just about the weather. Or quality of life as well. The fact that it's relatively cheap living in Portugal too, eating out, grocery shopping, healthcare is very good as well. These are all factors that you do need to take into consideration. Yep.
How does the healthcare work there?
Healthcare, so insurance is relatively cheap compared to the United States, I'd like to say. For a family of 4, for example, if you want to say per person, you're going to be looking to 100 or 150 euros per month. That's about $180 for a top insurance that covers everything. And it's a lot cheaper here. You have great public health care as well, great hospitals, very good doctors too for any type of surgeries, any type of medication that you would need, or any health issues. So it is one of the top in the world, and that it does help. It does help to have that at your back door.
I bet. In Germany, I'm paying about 330 euros a month for my healthcare, and I'm in the
Germany's
public
pretty
sector.
good though. Germany is pretty good in both public and private. I lived in Germany, so I remember that. But I have to say, I think Portugal just has that little bit above for certain things. Doctors and healthcare are quite exceptional. I've had a couple surgeries here, knee surgery, back surgery too, and I couldn't complain.
That's good. I'm happy to hear that. What about your children, by the way? Because we have parents who are a little worried about putting their children that don't speak any Portuguese into local Portuguese schools. Do you see? Tell me what that experience was like.
I would highly encourage it because first of all, in all the Portuguese schools, they do speak English as well. So and kids do pick up a language very fast. Number one, so it would be in Portuguese, but there's a lot of English in the classes, depending on where you are. If you're near the capital, of course. If you're in the middle of Portugal, in the countryside, maybe a bit less. But if you're near the capital, people would speak English, and they do pick it up fast. There's also an array of international schools, American, British, French, Swedish, you name it, they have it. German, you name it, they have it. But the public schools are very good as well.
Awesome. Well, we are coming to the end of our live. Thank you so much for being here. I feel like we've covered so many different things today. Where can everyone find you? Where can everyone find you? And do you have any projects coming up that you'd like to let people know about?
I do. I have a lot of amazing projects coming up. You can follow me on my Instagram page, Alexandra Victoria Bont, or my YouTube channel as well, which is the same. My company is One Stop Properties. We have an amazing development coming up in Milides, which is Comporta. It's the new place to be. It's the hot area of Portugal right now. It will come up soon. I'm not going to talk about it and spoil it, but it's going to be pretty spectacular. Ocean views, 30 minutes from Lisbon. Absolutely spectacular.
Amazing. Well, everyone, please go give her a follow. Thank you so much for being here. And of course, this will be on replay. No worries. Get wherever you're going safely, and I hope you have a wonderful rest of your day.
Come to Portugal and enjoy it.
Yeah, I will be there. Don't you worry.
Take care.
Bye.
Bye.